I was just talking to a friend about depression and anxiety, and we were both kind of airing out our feelings of frustration that we just are always going to battle anxiety and depression. And that's one thing that I've learned throughout the last couple of years is that as much as I have worked so hard on personal growth and instilling different coping mechanisms, sometimes it just is there and you're going to have to work extra hard for it. I mean, everybody has their own set of skills, their own set of struggles, and there's just some things that you just are going to have to work for the rest of your life. And it can be frustrating. And for me, I realized quickly after we moved back to our home state of California, it cleared up a lot of things that were bothering me when I was stuck in the South for 17 years. But what I have come to realize is that there's no zip code or certain events or anything that's just going to be this, blanket that provides security and that lasts forever. There's always going to be stuff that comes up. There's always going to be things that make you upset, and nothing lasts forever. The only thing that's that you can be certain of is change. And I have, really focused on my happiness. And I'll be honest, I've kind of really, my voice has been squashed on my own doing, because as I've aged, as I've learned so much about the brain, my mental health, people in general, and as I have, really my course of being a mother has changed, because now I'm raising my youngest who's 8 and my stepson who's 15, and my other, children are in Texas. One's in college, one stayed with her dad to finish high school out there. And so the dynamics of our family have changed. Our goals have changed. And so I've been really trying to find my footing, and I feel so frustrated. I told my husband the other night, I'm like, I just feel frustrated with where I'm at, because I feel like I don't have my shit together anymore. And I feel like in 2013 and 14, I had my shit together and I was on top of the world. And, life has ebbs and flows. And I'm just, realizing that to stop being frustrated with myself, that, I don't know, I guess I've heard people having empty nest syndrome. And even though I still have one child of my own biologically and my stepson, I kind of feel to a degree now how people must feel as your children start to leave. But it's just something that's gonna constantly be work, and I'm trying to refine myself. I'm trying to refine my purpose. And, I didn't think I was that mom, but I realized that my whole purpose and everything was wrapped around my kids. And that's great. Your children should be your priority. I feel like you should be your number one priority, but they should be a high priority. At the same time, wrapping all of your goals and your intent and your motivation around your family, I'm realizing is so detrimental, because things change. I know for a fact that relationships don't always last forever. We're going on 10 years of marriage, so I think we're doing good. But kids don't stay at home forever. So to wrap it around a person or something that could disappear, at some point, is not healthy. So I'm trying to really find my footing again. I started back on my antidepressant medicine, and I noticed a huge difference in just a few days. But I still feel the struggle of fighting off the anxiety and the depression. And I started therapy a month ago. And so kind of why I'm coming on here is because I talked to my therapist, and he kind of gave me this 21-day challenge. And I'm really big on challenges. If you follow me, you know that I'm always doing challenges for fitnesses. I'm right now on week 5 of an 8-week fitness challenge, but now he's challenged me for this happiness challenge, and it's stuff that I know, but it's very simple. So I wanted to see how many people want to join me on this, because we all know that 21 days, for some it's less, some it's more, but 21 days of intentionally doing something repetitively is going to stick. There's certain things that like exercise was definitely not in my routine. I didn't think I had time for it. I had an 18-month-old and 2 older children. My husband worked out of town, and I thought I didn't have time for fitness. I never liked fitness, but then here I am. It's part of like my everyday thing. It's something that I crave and I desire. So obviously, if you do things enough, it's going to become a routine. And some things you can fall out of the routine and get back. But anyways, he gave me this. It's backwards in the camera, but it's a small little sheet that he made. It's like you fill out each one, but small changes, because so many people want to get over here and they don't realize that they got to go slowly there. And so it's just small gradual changes that are the compound effect that add up. But the first thing is every day writing down 3 things you're grateful for. For me, one of the things that I told him today when at my therapy point was I was really thankful that I got to go ride with my husband. He was hauling some equipment up to the next town over, and I got to ride with him, and it was, not a really long time, but we got to do that. And I really covet our alone time, because now that we moved back home, we don't really have any alone time. We have kids with us all the time. But that was something I was grateful for. And sometimes it's hard to work for it. I mean, I know now it's been a struggle for me, but forcing myself to do this, when you're focusing on things that you're happy about, it gets you out of that space. And another thing is one positive experience. Write down one positive experience you've had. Exercise, and that doesn't even have to be like a hardcore exercise or a workout like maybe you've seen me do or others do, but it could be just going for a walk. And then meditation, and then one random act of kindness. And he talked about just sending a text out to somebody, letting them know or thinking of them. And I told him, I'm like, that really is something that I stopped doing, but I used to do. And there was something that a friend told me back around actually November of 2014. I remember she told me that one day I reached out to her to check on her and just let her know I was thinking of her. And that night she was actually contemplating taking her life. And she thanked me for reaching out to her and saving her life, where I feel she made the decision to fight for her life, but I just happened to be that person that came at the right time. And overall, you never know what anybody's struggling with. People put on a happy face. People tell you they're fine when you ask how they're doing. People only post the highlight reels of what's going on social media, and you might think people have a great life, and people might have a great life but still be struggling. And so that's something that's really important that I've gotten out of the habit of doing. So I want to know how many people wanted to join me on this challenge. I mean, it's something super simple: 3 gratitudes, 1 positive experience, exercise, meditation, and a random act of kindness. You can literally go for a walk for 10 minutes. You could find a 5 to 10 minute meditation. That's something I'll be talking about later, because I found something new about meditation that's going to help me, because with my ADD brain, I've had a hard time meditating and staying focused. So anyways, it's just a few simple things to do for 21 days to track it, and whatever you track, you improve. So if you want to be part of this challenge, let's do it together, and let me know.